listen, never in my life associated the word boring with baseball.
We know what's up.
Me? Yeah. Famous? Yeah.
And I'm like giddy over there smiling like, we're about to win this shit.
Did everyone give you crap? Give me a good host story.
I'm not picking it up.
We both love the game.
We talk about it every day.
Getting on baseball.
Having some popcorn, you're fooling around your phone.
I'd have to wait in line for 3 hours.
Hang on, because it's about to be a wild ride.
All right, so there's no other person I would be rather sit here with than you, man. I've grown up watching you as a kid, beyond just covering the game, when I was a fan of the game. So I appreciate you sitting here with me and taking the time.
I appreciate you offering to have me sit with you and take the time. The feeling is mutual.
Yeah.
You can't interact with people, or you can't have a conversation with people if it don't go both ways. So just as much as you enjoy me, I enjoy you.
And just listening to your press conference, your pregame press conference here, it's a different vibe to it. It's a different type of energy that seems to be unique to this day and age where, everything seems to be funneled through a team. How are you able to keep that message across and be as forthcoming as you are while also having to manage a team?
I don't want anyone to take this the wrong way, but I live the game of baseball. Mm-hmm. And the people I'm talking to, they write about the game of baseball. I live it.
Yeah.
So, and I try to educate them, mm-hmm. and I take wrong when it's wrong, and I teach them right when it's supposed to be taught right.
Yeah.
So when I have my conference, it's an education for my writers that's following me. And that's just the way I've always dealt with baseball.
Yeah.
I know baseball. I live baseball. They write about baseball. So who's the educator here?
Yeah. And what keeps you sort of, after all these years you've been in baseball, what keeps you motivated to stay in the game, to stay a part of it? I know you just mentioned that is it just the love for the game?
It's the love for the kids, mm-hmm. because I was a kid like them one time, and I remember all the older coaches and the way they handled me and the way they infused everything that comes out of my mouth is coming out of some coach that taught me back when I was 16 and 17 years old. Mm-hmm. And my passion for the game, and I think these kids need me. They need people like me that's been through a lot, can help them to get the experience they need a little quicker because they come into the big leagues so fast. And I just love talking about the game of baseball. Yeah. I can sit here with you until tomorrow morning talking baseball if we got that much to talk about.
Yeah, and when you talk about the teaching part of it, you talk about your day and the day versus now. I've talked to a lot of managers and they said seem like they're having to do a lot more instruction now. You mentioned exit velocity, launch angle, all that stuff, where kids and even down, they're not learning this stuff at the youth level anymore. Has that been your experience where you've constantly been teaching a little bit more?
Yep, you have to, because the personnel that's coming to the major leagues now, the way the industry is, are young kids. And when I say young kids, they first time out of college, or they only been in the minor leagues a couple years because they talented, and next thing you know, they're finding themselves in the big leagues. So if you're going to have those type of kids in the big leagues, you got to have a staff that teaches. And as the leader, I'm letting my staff know that's what I expect out of them. Yeah. And, that's what we do every single day. Every single day we come out here, we teach. Every single day something happened between those white lines. It's a teaching moment. And we don't wait till the next day to deal with it. We deal with it in real time. And we had a problem with our kids when we was dealing with it in real time. Mm-hmm. But we let them know that's going to be what it's going to be around here. Yeah. And if you can't handle it, then we're going to find you someplace else to go. Because the only reason we are confronting this is because you made us confront it. You think we just picked this out and decided to tell you about it? Because if we don't take care of it right now, you're going to go back between those lines and do the same thing. Yeah. And we can't have that. Yeah. So you're learning in a hurry. We got to teach these kids in a hurry about the game. And the only way that can happen is every time you see a moment, you got to get on it.
Yeah. So it's an accountability thing.
Yeah. And then the next thing you know, they start holding each other accountable, mm-hmm. which is what I want. I would rather them get on each other than for my coaches to get on them about something that went out there on the field.
Yeah.
But in the game today, You got so many of them with the same experience.
Right.
So how can one or the other teach another?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? They're gonna empathize with them. They're gonna say, oh man, don't worry about that. No. It just cost us a run. It just cost us a game. It's worry. At the major league level, it's about winning. It's about winning. In the minor leagues, you can lose all you want. But at the major league level, it's about winning. You know, yeah, they might say, oh, we got a young club out there and they not winning because of this, that, and other. But after they watch it for a while, they get tired of it.
Yeah.
They want to win.
Yeah.
That's what the major league level is about.
Yeah. So when you say that, so is it about you setting that tone first of what the expectation is, and then letting the guys in the clubhouse deal with it? Because oftentimes you do have young clubhouses with guys who don't necessarily know how to win at this level.
You
So
set the tone by how consistently you take care of things between those white lines, how consistently you work every day, the consistency in how you have your program every single day you come to the yard. Take care of that accountability.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? And it doesn't matter who it is. It could be Mike Trout. If he did something he ain't got no business, we confronting it. You see what I'm saying? And Mike is such an experienced guy. He gonna sit there and he's gonna see if it's something that could add to him.
Yeah.
He's not gonna question it. Oh, Mike Trout, so I know about that. No. Because if he do that, he's showing these kids that that's what they should do. So when he get confronted with something, he show those kids how you handle it.
Yeah.
And all it's about is how you handle things. How you handle it. That's what it's about. Because, like I said, if you confronted about something, who you think made us talk about it? We didn't all of a sudden grudge this up and talk about it. You did something between those white lines that needed to be addressed, and we are going to address it.
Yeah.
And if you can't handle it, then you're going to be somewhere else.
Yeah. Is that's a message that you don't really hear from managers these days. Like from my vantage point, from where I've experienced, at least that's not a message that managers necessarily convey to the public, because they're so afraid of to put it blunt. I feel like a lot of managers treat these kids with kid gloves these days. How is it that you're able to come in a situation and set that tone?
Because they deal with my coaches every day. So they can't go to my coach with a problem, because they gonna confront it the same way I would confront it.
Yeah.
Because I done talked to my coaches and let them know how I wanted to handle.
Yeah.
Now, I'm watching my coaches too. And I'm correcting them too. It's not just the players. I'm correcting my coaches too.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? When I see something not going the way we talked about we wanted to go, I confront them. I confront them, and I confront them in front of the players.
Yeah.
And when I make a mistake with something, I apologize to the whole crowd in front of the players.
Yeah.
I don't put myself above anybody. Everybody know who I am. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, because I deal with two things, right and wrong. If I'm wrong and you caught me wrong, I got to take it.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that means if I got to take it, then it means you got to take it.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And my kids, they call me out. They try anyway.
Yeah.
You know, and they've caught me a couple times, and I've had to accept it. Yeah, look at it, quiet now. Well, what can I say if you're right?
Yeah.
I can't say nothing if you're right.
Right.
But if you was wrong, you'd have heard a lot.
Yeah.
You're right
Yeah.
this time. But I always tell them, I want you to remember one thing. I will forget more baseball than you will ever remember.
And I know that's right. I'm watching. I was going back to your news conference when the gentleman asked about hitting home runs, and if you want a guy who's a home run hitter to try to hit a home run. I thought that was a great bit that you offered in terms of guys now trying to swing for the fences, and that's not necessarily their game.
Yeah.
How do we get that out the game?
By teaching it. You know, back in the day, and I keep going back in the day, you got a kid with a lot of speed, but he don't hit very well yet. Then use his asset, which is his speed. And that means he got a bunt. I'm gonna make you hit and run. I'm gonna make you pull the ball to get runners over. I'm gonna make you squeeze. I'm gonna make you do everything that can handle your asset until you grow up. and you learn more assets of the game. You see what I'm saying? But right now, the only asset you have, my man, is speed. You can't hit the ball out the ballpark. Now, will you take a swing one time and hit it out the ballpark? Yeah. Shit, I'm 72 years old. Give me 500 at bats. I'll get one of them out of the ballpark. Yeah, you'll do that. But in the meantime, I can get a single. See what I'm saying? I can get a single. I'm a professional baseball player. I can get a single. I might not be to the point where I can get me a double, a triple, or a home run, but I can get a single.
Yeah.
Well, these kids in the game today, their minds is big. They don't think about the details, which is the small things. That's the one thing that's going wrong with these kids today, is trying to get them to understand the details of the game, the little bitty things. Take care of those, and the big picture never wavers. The big picture is always there. When you start, the big picture is there. You just got to keep all that stuff in the big picture together. That's the details. You forget about the details in the big picture collapse. The only way you can keep that big picture there is to take care of the little things.
Yeah.
And that's where I come from. That's the way I grew up at 16 years old. And I've carried it through my career, and I try to express it to these kids about the details.
So when you have so much information, like right now, I think, right? Like these guys are, the big thing is pull the ball in the air. Pull the ball in the air, pull the ball in the air. I keep hearing that. But it's hard pulling the ball, right?
Yes.
Let alone pulling the ball in the air with if you're strong enough to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Right? How do you get out that frame of mind? Like as a player to hey, I'm gonna just take my single the other way, my double the other way in the gap, versus trying to yank a slider on the outside corner, and I'm just rolling over to third base.
It's got to be repetition every day. You got to hear it every day. You can't let up on him. I told him about Adele. I got my guys on him. I got him on him. You know, he's playing a pretty good center field right now, and I don't want him to take that for granted. And every time I see him high step out there, I get to my coaches. Oh, he's getting cocky. Get on him. Before I saw that, and I let it go. And then he fell apart.
Why'd you let it go?
I let it go because he was making the plays. See what I'm saying? Although I thought it was wrong, but he was making the plays.
Yeah.
And so we had to remove him from center field. And now we got him back in center field, and I don't want him to fail again.
Yeah.
So I'm on him now, which I should have did in the beginning.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now the results are different.
Yeah.
Because I'm not letting, I told him, soon as I see you let up, I'm on your butt.
Yeah.
And it's been working. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's been working.
When you look at, I guess, infield defense is your thing.
Yes.
I covered Marcus Semien in Oakland when I was there for 2 years, and he raved about you. Obviously, you changed the path of his career at a time when he was struggling.
Well, I just want to say, hold your thought. He changed his own path. I was just there. Because you could be the best coach in the world. If your pupil can't go out there and apply it, how good a coach you are.
Yeah.
So everything I did with Marcus, of course I did some things for Marcus, but everything I did with Marcus, he was the lead dog. I was just giving him the information.
Yeah.
And he applied it, man. See, there's three things that you want in a kid when you out there coaching him up. Number one, he got to listen. He got to listen. Then he got to learn. Then he got to apply. If he don't listen, how's he going to learn? If he don't learn, how's he going to apply it? And you can't apply it if you don't learn it. And you can't learn it if you wasn't listening. Marcus listened, Marcus learned, and Marcus applied.
Yeah.
Because what I gave Marcus, I know that.
Yeah.
I don't have to second guess myself on that. But if he can't get it, how good am I?
Right.
So Marcus would deserve all the credit for that. Yeah, I was there for him. I worked with him every day. I opened up his mind. I did.
Yeah.
But he did the work. And everything he got out of it, Marcus deserved, because I took him all the way back to square one. And it's hard to get a professional baseball player at the major league level to go all the way back to square one and build back up. Marcus believed in me, so he went back to square one and build back up.
Yeah.
We went to square one, and he built back up.
Yeah.
And what he's accomplished, Marcus deserves all the credit, because I'm good at what I do.
Is that something that? Because I remember in the interview you said that Lindor or somebody like Lindor is Lindor, right?
Yeah.
He's going to do what he do.
Yeah.
He's going to make the play over here. I can't teach you to do that.
Yeah.
But I can teach you to do this right in front of you.
Yeah, the routine.
The routine stuff right in front of you. Is that something that you can apply to any player in the big league?
Any player in the big leagues.
Any player.
Any player. They all has a certain amount of ability. Every one of them, ability is different, but they all have ability. My job as an infield guy is to get you a foundation, and the foundation is the plays that you make every single day. If I can get you consistent on the plays you make every single day, now there's a God that bless you with some talent. That's when your talent takes over. But you have a foundation where you can, that routine play, the play that's supposed to be an out, every time they hit it to you, he's out. Now you go way over there and get a ball and make a play, you go up the middle and spin and throw it and all of this. I don't have you out there diving and all of that. That's you. Yeah, I help you with the spin play up the middle. I show you when you go on the backhand the things you can do. You see what I'm saying? But if you way over there and you get to that play way over there, I don't teach that.
Yeah.
I teach the routine stuff.
Make the routine play routinely, right?
Yeah. And then you go way over there and get it. I can teach you how to finish it. See what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I can teach you how to finish it, and there's many ways to finish it, and you got to make a decision. And there might be 3 decisions. You might have 3 things that you can choose to do, and out of those 3, you got to make the decision which one works for you at that moment.
Yeah.
But we're going to go through all 3 of those decisions. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. One time you might be able to throw it all away. One time you might have to put it on the ground. Mm-hmm. You know, a one hop. One time you might have to eat it. Mm-hmm. But those decisions you have to make. Mm-hmm. And we're going to go out there and you're going to learn on certain parts of the field where those decisions are made. So now when you reach those parts of the field, it's just automatic. See what I'm saying? Yeah. You're going to know this one here I got to put on the ground. This one here I can throw all the way. This one here I got to eat.
Yeah. And it's all about the repetitions and practice and all that stuff.
Yes. And go through it. Do it. So you can see how far first base is. See where you are and when you got to do these different things. But I don't think, I'm not going to say it because I don't know for sure, but I know in my camp they taken care of. I'm not saying that's being taken care of everywhere else.
Yeah.
But that's a part of the detail.
Yeah.
When it comes to infield play. And I take pride in infield play. I break stuff down. I know that. I don't have to shy away from telling nobody. I know that.
Yeah.
I know that. I know that. And if somebody jealous because I say I know that, that's on them. That ain't on me. Because I do know it.
Yeah.
Everything about it. There's nothing about it I don't know. I'm a mechanic. I'm an infield mechanic. You play, I fix.
What brings so much passion about that for you?
Because I've got skins out there. I've got players out there that, as you mentioned, Marcus wasn't the first player that I've ever broke down and brought back. You know, I mean, when I first met Eric Chavez, he couldn't throw the ball to first base. But the organization had him being a terrible third baseman. And they gave me a list of everything that Eric couldn't do. And I went and talked to Eric and I asked them, I said, why is he in the big leagues? Well, he can hit. So I went down to Eric with that list. He said, Wash, the only problem I have is getting that ball to first base consistently. And when he said that, I threw that paper down. I said, it's your footwork. And that's all I ever worked on with Eric Chavez was his footwork. And once he got that down, all of this paper that they gave me, that stuff went away.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah. Last couple questions. You mentioned not wanting to be out of sight, out of mind at any point in the game. What brought you to be able to, like you said, be on your knees, giving guys fungos, third base coach, when you probably should have had a managing position?
Well, yeah, because when I lost my managing position in Texas, it wasn't because I couldn't manage and I didn't do this, I didn't do that. That was personal. Mm-hmm. I lost that on myself. I did that to myself. So because I did that to myself, I had to suck it up and stay in the game. Because when I left Texas, if I would have left the game and went out of mind, out of sight, out of mind, I might not have never got an opportunity to get back in. So when I messed up in Texas, I called the people that I know never judge me, know who I am, even though I made a mistake. They know who Ron Washington is. I called them, and they was there for me. And I got back in. And my first year back in, I would come to the ballpark, work. I had to go up into the press box. I couldn't stay on the field. And then I got back on the field. And then I just kept my relevance. I was relevant. I just kept it working. And the opportunity presented itself here. But when you're out of sight, you're out of mind, man. And I wasn't ready to give up on baseball. And baseball didn't give up on me. You see what I'm saying? And there's a lot of people out there that know Ron Washington and know what's in Ron Washington's heart. I'm human. I made mistakes just like everybody else made a mistake. The only difference in my mistakes, I stood in front of the cameras and owned it. Yeah. I didn't run from it. And you know how many people I hurt? I didn't hurt nobody when I lost a job in Texas. I hurt my family. I hurt my friends. That's who I hurt. I didn't hurt nobody else. And that's tougher than anything else when you hurt the people that really, really care about you and think you the world. And then you let them down. But I let them down. I stood up. I fessed it up, and I moved on. And that's what I try to get these guys to understand. Move on, man. Move on. You're gonna always have people that will take that what's in your life and try to use it against you. But I never ran from it. And I'm only human. I make mistakes. They make mistakes too. But the only thing is, they can make all the mistakes in the world. It's not published. I made a mistake, and it's around the whole world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And last question. This team has a first base issue, the Red Sox over there. In the Moneyball thing, it's mentioned that you said first base is very, very difficult.
Yeah.
How difficult is first base?
It's not so much the movement around the bag. It's knowing where to be when the ball is put in play, being in the right spot on the cutoff, being able to, direct traffic, being able to know when you should track a hitter that just put the ball in play. So it's not so much the movements around the bag. It's the other stuff that makes it difficult, And when I told that to Hatterberg, he was a catcher. He said he never played first base in his life. And Billy Bean, who's my boy, he's my savior. He said, it's easy to play first base, isn't it, Wash? Well, I wanted Hatterberg to know. No, it's not. It's not. But if you put in the work, we can make you service it. Hatterberg put in the work, and he became a pretty good first baseman. Again, that's on Hatterberg. I had the tools to help him get there, but he had to want it. And Billy wanted Hatterberg so bad that he told Hatterberg it's easy. But he had to work with Hatterberg. I did.
Well, that's what you do.
So I told Hatterberg the truth. And that was cool with Billy because in Moneyball, if you notice when I said that, Billy had to come back. He said anything worth having is worth working for.
Yeah. And they had you, so.
Yeah, he had me. He knew.
Yeah.
Billy knew.
Yeah.
He's my savior, man. Him and Dave Stewart and what's his name, the general manager that was over there. Damn it, I can't think of his name right now.
Not David Forrest.
Escaped me. No, Sandy Alderson.
Sandy Alderson,
Yeah, Sandy Alderson, Dave Stewart, and Billy Bean gave me my first big league job. And they've been believing in me ever since. And no matter what happened in my life, they never turned their back on me. They never judged me because they know who I am. And I never let them down. And if something happened to me in this game right now and I wanted to stay in the game, I can make a phone call to Oakland and I'll be in the game. Because they know who I am.
Yeah.
Heart, soul, and mind, they know who I am. And that's why I'm back, because of those people in Oakland that know Ron Washington. Yeah, I made a mistake.
Thanks for sending on that. I appreciate you, man.
You bet.
Absolutely.
You bet.